I'm Jason Burke, new patient here, seeing Dr. Robert, Functional Medicine
Center, Minnesota.
Center of Minnesota, thank you. Wife found the place online. We've been searching for a while for some answers to a diagnosis I received about 4 years ago of Wegener's granulomatosis with polyangina. So it's a vascular autoimmune disorder that my own immune system was attacking myself. So I had lung infections, kidney infections, skin irritations, bone and joint pain. So Western medicine, I went to go Mayo Clinic, saved my life. Thank you very much. They gave me what's called a Rituxan treatment, which is actually a chemotherapy type of drug for bloodborne leukemias, things of that nature was what I was on the understanding. That would take out my B cells. Not knowing what the outcome would be, body healed up. After about 14 months of that treatment, I started to get flares, and more I learn about this type of diseases. That's the way that it works. These flares will come and go. They'll continue on. So since then,
It would continue on for the rest of your life that way,
for the
correct?
rest of my life. Yeah, I mean, I kept asking if this was something that was curable, and they wouldn't answer. They just said, we'll just have to see how it goes. Maybe we can reduce. It all depends on how your body, if it's going to reset itself, as if I could be rebooted by simply taking away a symptom. I was having less and less faith in that. It turned into annually, so the last 3 years after that, going back down and getting more rounds of this Rituxan. The other option was to be on prednisone, which also has got terrible side effects, and that didn't work out very well for me. So this time last year was my last Rituxan treatment. It was actually on St. Patrick's Day, as I remember. And this time this year, last month, I started noticing these trends again. Skin irritations were coming back. I had issues within my lungs where it feels like I almost have a broken rib. I don't really know what's going on, but the pain is sharp like that inside my lungs. So I've been searching, and knowing that, I wanted to try something else for a different type of medicine, a different answer. I've been looking in functional medicine, naturopathy medicines, something that was going to actually start to work on what's wrong with my system. Not let's just pull these symptoms away. What's actually causing this? And so realistically, I've been searching for a long time to be able to find those answers. I've been to other neuropathic, homeopathic, naturopaths, functional doctors in the past. Results varied, electrical currents, things of that nature, different supplements tried to be on. It never really stuck with me. Didn't really see many results. I've had acupuncture, didn't see many results. My wife turned me on to Dr. Robert, found the website online. I don't know how she did. I search all the time. So luckily she was able to find the website. Had a great conversation with Dr. Robert. He took time out of his day. I know that he was actually just leaving because he had left me a message stating that, but I caught him before he got out the door. He took his time with me. He answered all my questions and mentioned that what might be best is to come in for a new patient, kind of a review. We'll take a look at you. We'll do some tests. We'll see where we think that we can do. That was 2 weeks ago. The decision was made that very time, like, you know what, let's pursue this. This is the direction I want to go. I'm running short on time. I'm going to have to go down to Mayo if I don't do something. I know the way that this disease progresses and how fast it does. I don't need to get into another life-threatening situation. So in this time where my B cells are starting to return from the Rituxan treatment that I had, I wanted to be able to take advantage of what I could to be able to flush my system out. That's what I was thinking. And when I came in to talk to Dr. Robert, it was basically the same thing. He was talking about detoxifying the system, getting the leads out, getting any heavy metals out, anything that I had been exposed to in my entire life, emotional baggage, everything that was there. So it seemed like a really good fit. That's the direction that I wanted to be able to go in. Last week I had my first mud packing treatment, which I, although had done a lot of research, had never heard anything about.
Right. And it's to fix old physical injury, left over from old physical injuries on the body. And that block blood energy flow that block your healing, basically.
Right. Which really seemed to coincide with what I was thinking was happening, kind of my inner self, just blockages, areas not performing right. I was almost a record-setting patient here. Got through a lot of the treatments. It was amazing how just putting mud on your body actually taxed your system. I mean, it really made me feel tired. I felt like I had a fantastic workout from sitting in a chair. So that was pretty cool. I was getting more and more energized as the day was going on. I know this is different for different people. People react differently for it. Sometimes you feel like you're completely wiped out, is what I heard. I didn't get any of that. I was excited. I was energetic. I felt fantastic. I went home. I felt great. I felt maybe a little bit fatigued that day. I mean, I fell asleep early, that's for sure. The next day, some mild soreness, but I felt, sounds funny, quote unquote, alive. I mean, I felt different than I had before. It wasn't anything that I had assumed that I was going to believe in, to be honest, but it did wonders. I was excited. I was exuberant. My attitude had changed. I knew it was a different direction. I started seeing physical differences, though, as well. I started noticing that on certain areas in my skin, which is part of what I was coming here for, lesions that would not heal, the redness was gone. They were starting to turn almost like it was a bruise, as if it's healing, and it was healing. A week later, I can barely see where those marks were. They hadn't healed in months.
Stuff that you've had for months.
For months, it just wouldn't
changed,
heal. The only thing I was able to do was to go back on prednisone, which was preventing them from getting worse, but it wasn't really healing until one session of the mud vacuum treatment started. The redness was gone. They were actually healing. My lungs, the pain that I was feeling in my lungs, which I also had been taking the prednisone for as well, was gone. I didn't feel it anymore. That was last Wednesday. This is Thursday, so a week and a day later. Midweek, I actually tapered all the way off prednisone. I wasn't on that much, so it wasn't a big deal. I was on 20. That works for me. 10, I could still feel it, but after the treatments, I wasn't noticing it. I went down to 7.5. I forgot to take it because I was feeling well. I haven't had any for 4 days, so I'm back.
So the pain in the rib, that's gone. The
pain in the ribs are gone.
All the, it looks like open sores kind of in the blood vessels that you're having, all that redness. Like, was it bright red?
It was bright red.
Bright red.
Very irritated areas. They'd even be scaly. Now it just looks like a mild bruise, like it's just healing on my very white Minnesota pale winter skin. And there was an itch as well that has completely dissipated. My skin was feeling like it was on fire for the last month, which was really what participated me taking the prednisone because it was so annoying. Gone. All gone.
Wow. And that's just that one session, really.
That was just one session.
Day. Yeah. So great. Anything else that?
No, just that I'm energized. I'm excited to be able to continue. There's more sessions. There's different things that we're working on. I'm excited to see how this impacts the things that are even deeper than just what I can feel, and maybe actually look at clearing my system out and not having to be able to go through these reduction treatments. So that's the goal.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you very much, Jason. If anyone else was suffering with the same condition that you have been, what piece of advice would you give them?
I would definitely look into this. I mean, the autoimmune disorders and the way that they're treating them is basically just taking away symptoms or taking away your immune system, which is what they were doing in my case. I had to be on antibiotic for the last 4 years. That wasn't anything that I wanted to be on. In today's day and age, it's about probiotics. It's about evening things out. A leaky gut is nowhere you want to be, and everything and all the treatments that I was giving me that as well. So,
and we're addressing all those issues to help you heal from that too.
Yes.
Currently. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Well, thank you for your talk and time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.